The alien delegation arrived on Earth with an air of serene curiosity, their sleek silver ships descending like liquid mercury from the heavens. They called themselves the Veilith, a species that had evolved beyond conflict, transcending the primal urges for domination and destruction. Their translucent bodies shimmered faintly under the sun as they stepped onto the designated landing site in Geneva, Switzerland. Humanity watched in awe, its collective breath held in anticipation of first contact. For decades, humanity had dreamed of this moment, the chance to prove itself worthy among the stars. The United Nations hastily assembled a team of diplomats, scientists, and cultural experts to greet the visitors. Among them was Captain Elias Drake, a grizzled Marine whose presence at the meeting baffled many. Why would someone trained to wage war be needed when peace was the goal? But Elias wasn't there to negotiate or charm. He was there because his superiors insisted every possible scenario be accounted for, including one where diplomacy failed. The HFY Veilith emissary, known simply as Zirthak, stood tall, or as tall as its gelatinous form allowed, and addressed the humans through a synthesized voice translator. Its words were calm, almost melodic. "We have observed your species for centuries," it began. "Your creativity, resilience, and capacity for cooperation are admirable. Yet, we sense hesitation within you. A shadow lingers beneath your achievements." Elias shifted uncomfortably in his seat. He didn't trust these beings. Sure, they looked harmless enough, but anyone who spent time studying history knew appearances could deceive. Still, he kept silent, letting the diplomats do the talking. "We wish to learn more about your kind," Zirthak continued. "To understand what drives you. Perhaps together we can build a future free of strife." The room erupted in polite applause. The Veilith's message resonated deeply with those present, except Elias. His gut told him something was off. These creatures weren't here out of altruism. No advanced civilization traveled light years just to exchange pleasantries. There had to be another reason. Over the next few days, the Veilith engaged in discussions with human representatives, asking questions about art, philosophy, science, and governance. They seemed particularly fascinated by humanity's darker chapters: war, genocide, environmental devastation. When asked why they focused so much on these topics, Zirthak replied, cryptically, "Understanding your flaws helps us appreciate your strengths." It was during one such discussion that Elias finally spoke up. The topic turned to war crimes, acts so heinous they defied morality even in the chaos of battle. A diplomat explained how humanity had established laws to prevent such atrocities. Though enforcement remained inconsistent, Zirthak tilted its head, intrigued. "War crimes. Define them further." Elias leaned forward, his voice cutting through the sterile atmosphere of the conference room. "War crimes are acts committed during armed conflict that violate international law. Torture, genocide, using civilians as shields, deliberately targeting hospitals or schools." His tone hardened. "They're things no soldier should ever do, not if they want to keep their humanity intact." The Veilith emissary paused, its glowing core pulsating, slightly faster. "And yet, your species has committed countless such acts throughout its history." "It's complicated," Elias admitted. "Humans aren't perfect. We make mistakes. Sometimes we let our anger or fear take over, but we also hold ourselves accountable, or at least we try to." Zirthak regarded him silently for a long moment before speaking again. "Accountability. Interesting. Tell me, Captain Drake, do you believe all soldiers follow these laws?" Elias hesitated. "No, some don't. War changes people. It pushes them to do things they never thought possible. But that doesn't mean we stop trying to do better." The Veilith's response was unexpected. Instead of probing further, it abruptly ended the session, claiming it needed time to process the information. As the humans filed out of the room, Elias couldn't shake the feeling that he'd said something significant, something that might come back to haunt them. 2 weeks later, the Vaylith returned, but not to negotiate. Their once passive demeanor had shifted into something colder, more calculating. Ships descended across major cities worldwide, their movements deliberate and menacing. Communication channels buzzed with a single message broadcast in every language. Your species is dangerous. Your capacity for violence knows no bounds. You speak of accountability, yet continue to commit atrocities. We cannot allow such behavior to spread beyond your planet. Panic gripped humanity. Governments scrambled to mount a defense. But the Vaylith technology far outstripped anything Earth possessed. Cities fell without resistance, their populations subdued by non-lethal energy fields. Resistance seemed futile. In the midst of the chaos, Elias found himself summoned to a secret UN bunker. Military leaders believed his earlier interaction with the Vaylith might offer insight into their sudden aggression. "What did you say to them?" demanded General Hargrove, pacing furiously. "Why the hell did they change their tune?" Elias sighed, rubbing his temples. "I think I gave them too clear a picture of who we are. Not just the good parts, but the bad ones too. They saw our potential for destruction and decided we're too risky to exist." "So what do we do now?" Hargrove snapped. "Roll over and die?" "No," Elias said firmly. "We fight, but not like before. If they think we're monsters, then we show them we're not. We fight smart, we fight honorably, and most importantly, we fight together." Thus began humanity's desperate struggle for survival. Under Elias's guidance, disparate nations set aside their differences, pooling resources and strategies. Guerrilla tactics replaced conventional warfare, focusing on sabotage and disruption rather than outright confrontation. Every victory, no matter how small, became a testament to human ingenuity and determination. Meanwhile, Elias sought a way to communicate directly with the Vaylith leadership. Through intercepted transmissions, he discovered that Zirthak still held influence over its people. Risking everything, he infiltrated a heavily guarded Vaylith command center, demanding to speak with the emissary. When Zirthak appeared, its form flickered with uncertainty. "You dare confront us?" it asked. "I dared to tell you the truth," Elias shot back. "Yes, humans are flawed. Yes, we've done terrible things, but we've also created beauty, built bridges, and saved lives. You condemned us based on our worst moments, ignoring everything else. That's not justice. It's prejudice." Zirthak hesitated, its core dimming momentarily. "And what would you have us do? Withdraw and leave you unchecked?" "No," Elias replied. "Stay. Watch, learn, see for yourself that humanity isn't defined solely by its wars. Give us a chance to prove we're worth saving." After a tense silence, Zirthak signaled for its forces to stand down. The invasion halted, leaving both sides to rebuild and reflect. Though wary, the Vaylith agreed to remain in orbit, observing humanity's progress. As Elias walked away from the encounter, he felt a glimmer of hope. The road ahead would be difficult, but perhaps this brush with annihilation would push humanity to become the species it aspired to be. Not perfect, but striving. And maybe, just maybe, the Vaylith would come to see that sometimes the greatest strength lies not in perfection, but in the courage to keep trying.